Alright, my last market update was a hit with YouTube, so I'm going to do another one. Something huge is about to happen in the real estate market. I really do believe we're on a precipice. There's economists out there right now who honestly believe, and these are highly sought after economists, believe the housing market's going to tank 50% in the next 12 months. There's even saying 50 to 80%. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, especially in Southern California. We might see 5% decrease in some markets. I'm not this naysayer thinking that there's going to be a huge housing market crash in Southern California. Northern California, we might see something. Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Idaho, absolutely. It's already started. Is already hitting the fan. We are definitely in a frozen housing market right now. Time of filming, September 2024. I do believe in the next 12 to 24 months, we are going to really turn into a strong buyer's market. Right now, we're in the slowest housing market since 1995. Less homes are selling, or about the same homes are selling as in 1995. But in 1995, there were 266 million people living in America. Now there's 330 million. So I think it shows you what a slow market we are currently in. I do believe March, April, May 2025, we're going to have about 60% more homes on the market than in April, May, June 2024. That is a huge amount. We're going to be above pre-pandemic levels, if you ask me. And this is why. Interest rates, mortgage rates, as of next week, are going to be coming down. They've slowly come down. It was only October 2022. We were at 8%. Right now, we're about 6.3. Next week, when the Feds drop interest rates, I do think mortgage rates are going to come down as well. I don't think it's going to be significant, but I do think if we could get to 6% by the end of this year, it's going to get more buyers out there. I do believe by March next year, we'll be in about 5.7. Now, everyone thinks, well, Matt, as soon as mortgage rates drop, there's going to be loads of buyers buying. House prices are going to skyrocket again. And I just don't think that's the case. Many realtors think it's the case, even in my office. I don't. I think there's going to be about 60% more homes on the market. So even with these lower rates, I don't think we're going to get huge multiple offer situations. Now, yes, in some neighborhoods, absolutely. There's always micro markets we have to discuss. However, across the board in Southern California, in all price points, I do believe we're going to have way more homes on the market, and even with the lower interest rates, I don't think we're going to see a frenzy. Our home price is going to go up, maybe a bit in some neighborhoods, but I think they're going to stay stagnant, maybe for the next couple of years. And if you ask me, with housing unaffordability so high right now, this is great news for buyers. And why do I think more homes are going to be coming on the market? When we get into that 5, a lot of now, people, they're seeing 6% mortgage rates, they have 3s or 4s. They're like, we are not moving, why would we? It's just too expensive. As soon as we get into the 5s, I think the mindset's going to shift. It was only 2018 where they were in the high 4s, touching 5. No one really complained then. I have a feeling once we get into the 5s, the baby boomers looking to downsize, maybe they're in 2-story homes, they're going to start thinking about selling. I think investors, a lot of investors right now, not just in commercial, but in residential as well, they're thinking about getting out of the rat race. It's just too much. We've been in it too long. I've been speaking to several who are like, Matt, we're ready. We're in our mid-60s. We're going to be selling our investment properties. I think a lot of that's going to be happening as well. And private equity companies as well. Arguably in the last decade, Wall Street became the biggest investor in investment properties. Now it's not so much of a sure thing for them. They're like, are we going to have a recession? Is the economy going to tank? Are we going to be losing 10, 20, 50% in home prices? It's no longer a sure thing. Guess what? Wall Street, the private equity firms are also going to be selling their rental properties. So I have a feeling, once again, 2025, lots more homes coming on the market, interest rates dropping, buyers are going to be shopping, and it's going to be a good time for buyers. We have $1.1 trillion in credit card debt right now. All this money was printed during COVID. People weren't working, they were getting their stimulus checks, PPE, unemployment. They were kind of living the dream for 18 months at home, buying stuff on Amazon. It was great, they were thinking. However, now that money stopped, but they got used to this lifestyle. They're still spending money on their credit cards like it's free. and they're getting into trouble. I just wish the housing market would kind of get more media attention. It's just not a sexy subject, is it? It's not sports, it's not politics, where things can change drastically overnight. The stock market, for example. Everything kind of changes in the housing market pretty slowly. You don't see huge crashes instantly. So the media just don't cover the housing market. And I think they should. Everyone's looking to buy a home. It's amazing when I meet buyers and sellers, they're not really sure of the process. Everyone looks to buy a home, but no one really knows how do they do it. I'm speaking to sellers who have owned their home for 30 years. They don't even know how the selling process works. And unfortunately, the media just likes to have clickbait. For example, just recently, as you might be aware, changes in commission structures, changes in working with your realtor happened. It's business as usual. There are a few changes, it's mainly paperwork, but the media's making out realtors no longer getting 6% commission. This is great for sellers. Realtors never got any fixed commission. It was always negotiable, especially in the state of California where I am. But the media picked up on this. It's complete lies. It's like the commentators on these networks don't know what they're talking about. Have they ever bought or sold homes? How are they so ignorant when they are probably homeowners? So I just wish there was more education around buying and selling homes, the commissions. Give me a call if you have any questions. I will absolutely help you. I'm Matt Tilley, the British bloke. I'm a local realtor in Southern California. So if you are looking to move here, give me a call. Check out more videos on my YouTube channel. And if you're a seller and you're like, well, Matt, this doesn't sound great. You're just saying 2025 is going to be a great time for buyers. Homes are still going to be selling. Your home is still going to be selling pretty much for the same price as it is now. It might not be getting multiple offers like in 2020 and 2021. So sellers have to realize you're not going to get multiple offers now. Your home's not going to sell in 7 days now. Yes, before you start commenting, in my neighborhood they do. Obviously in some macro neighborhoods, homes are still selling. But across the board, generally, days on market are up to 20, 30 days on market or more. Before COVID, a home would sit on the market 30, 40 days. No one would worry. Then all of a sudden, homes are selling in 2, 3, 4, 7 days. We're now just getting back to how it was pre-COVID, the good old days. So 2025, if you're a seller, is your house going to sell for a good price? Yes. However, instead of selling in a week, it might take 30 to 60 days. Instead of getting 5 or 6 offers, you might only get 1 offer. Don't panic. This is going to become the new norm. I'm just more excited for buyers right now because housing unaffordability has been off the charts. Buying $1 million home with 10% down, property tax insurance, it's costing people $7 grand a month. That's just crazy if you ask me. You shouldn't be killing yourself trying to put a roof over your family's head. So if you're a seller, you're going to be fine. But if you're a buyer, we're going to hopefully see a little bit of relief. Maybe $1 million home is now 950 grand. But with a 2 or 3% less mortgage rate than there was a year ago, it's going to save you maybe $1,000 a month, if not more. Plus you can do some buy downs, 2-1 buy downs. Lenders are buying your mortgage down for a year. Call me about this. I can also talk to you through it more. There's ways to save money now if you're a buyer. This is good news. So what is a healthy market? Because we haven't seen one in about 5 years. A healthy market, if you ask me, is 5 million to 5.2 million homes selling each year. That's kind of what it used to be like. The last 2 years, we've had 4 million homes sell. So you can see it's been really, really slow. I'd love mortgage rates to be around 4.5%. Just buyers and sellers know that's what it's going to be now for a long time. 4.5%, it's great. We got so spoiled when they were 2.8, 2.9. It's really skewed the psyche of buyers and sellers. Obviously, at 6, 7, 8, unaffordability's through the roof. It's just crazy. So if we could get to mortgage rates to 4.5%, 5 million homes selling, I think we'd be in a really good place to keep this real estate market ticking along, people getting roofs under their head, and living the American dream we all hear about. You know what I'd really love as well, if there's any lawmakers watching? Let's bump the capital gains up to $1 million if you're a married couple. It's been $500,000 for a long time, and guess what? In the last 4 years, home prices have gone up 40%. I've got people who bought houses for 300 grand. They're now worth 1.5 million. They've made $1.2 million in the last 25 years on this home, and they have to pay $150,000 in capital gains. It's crazy if you ask me. These are hard-working people who have built equity in their home, done everything right, and then they're getting smashed. I think we should up the capital gains, especially in California, where the average home now is $1 million. Most homes in LA, down in Orange County, you're looking at $1.5 million plus. So let's raise the capital gains, property tax as well. Right now, you can only write off up to $10,000 a year. That's an $800,000 home. Let's bump it to $20,000. Let's knock property tax down to 1% or less. There's just a few changes. The government's saying they're trying to save us money, right? Well, you know what? The best way to try and save us money? On our house. A lot of people own homes. And if you can lower the property tax, up the capital gains, we're all going to feel it in our pockets. We're all going to feel better about ourselves. So if you're thinking about moving to Southern California, Orange County, LA County, you're worried about buying now because you think there's going to be a huge market crash, I don't see it. Orange County is very resilient. There's not many areas to build new homes, so homes do stay pretty resilient. The same in Los Angeles, high-paying jobs, always people coming in. So maybe they drop 2, 3, 4%, but are we going to see a crash? Absolutely not. Now, up in Northern California, we could see a 10% drop if you ask me. However, if you're thinking about selling in Florida or in Texas, I would think about doing it sooner rather than later. We're already seeing, if you look at the data, signs that there is going to be, is a crash a right word? I don't know. Could it be as bad as 2008 in Florida and Texas and Tennessee and Idaho? Potentially. I think we could see 20% wiped off the prices. There's been too many homes built in certain areas. They're not selling right now. Builders want to sell. So guess what? They're slashing prices on the new builds, which is going to affect the single families as well. So I do think prices are going to be coming down in those neighborhoods. But in Southern California, the beautiful sunshine state, I know people talk crap about it all the time, but if you are thinking about relocating here, if you ask me, Southern California, wow, what a place to live. I've lived here now 23 years. I don't have a bad word to say about it, to be honest. Check out my videos if you want to see tours or get more questions about living in Southern California, and reach out to me. Like I said, I'm Matt Tilley. I'm a realtor. I'll answer any questions. If you have some trepidations, I made a huge move from London. I can talk you through it. Hope to hear from you, and I hope to see you at my next video.